Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 8 of my South Africa adventure. Today we are going to leave St. Lucia and ride over to KZN Battlefields. We'll go through Nelson Mandela Memorial, so we added a few extra miles. I believe today we are going to do 580 kilometers. That will take us pretty much the whole day. But it should be a very interesting ride. Time to say goodbye to St. Lucia. Oh, warthogs. Pretty good sized warthogs. Pumba. There's the Hippo River. No hippos in sight. Seeing the hippo last night on the streets was a pretty amazing sight. You don't realize how big they are when you see them from a distance or in the water. But man, they are massive, massive animals. A quick recap of my adventure so far. On day 1, we went from Johannesburg to Megabasklof. Day 2, we went to Hazyview. And then on day 3, we went to Kruger National Park and spent the day 4 there. And then we left Kruger on day 5 and went to Eswatini. We stayed at Havani Resort. Day 6, we rode to St. Lucia and spent the day 7 doing hippo safaris. And today we will go to Dundee and stopping on the way at Nelson Mandela's Capture Site Museum. Yum! That barbecue smells good. Oh, I stand corrected. In South Africa they call it braai, not barbecue. This store called Build It is a chain similar to Home Depot. I am so tempted to check it out. I guess that's the tools geek in me talking. We made friends with these local kids and our good man Faisal bought them ice cream. Bye. Bye. You have gotten off N3 and taken a small road to visit Nelson Mandela's Capture Site Museum. This is a very unassuming farming community area, and this is where Nelson Mandela was driving this car pretending to be a chauffeur when he was captured by the police. Outside the museum, there is this path called Long Walk to Freedom. It represents Mandela's struggle from his birth all the way to his death. There are various milestones marked when he was born, when he went to school, expelled from school, when he formed African National Congress, when he was arrested for 27 years, and then finally becoming the first black president of South Africa, winning Nobel Peace Prize, and all the way to his death. And at the end of this pathway, there is a beautiful sculpture made out of 50 steel-cut columns, almost 10 meters in height. And if you're at the right angle, you see an amazing image of Mandela. You move away, they look like a bunch of sticks. But at the right angle, it almost forms a 3D image of Mandela. I'm so glad that we took a detour to stop at the Mandela Museum. It was a very emotional and moving experience. It was also very personal for me. My grandfather was killed by the British during Indian freedom movement. When I tell people the story of my grandpa being killed by the British, a lot of people ask me if I have resentment toward British. I don't. That is a history. Probably the person who killed my grandfather was a British young soldier following orders and thinking that was the right thing to do. History is something to learn from, not hold grudges against people. This quote from Mandela perhaps captures it the best. We are riding through rural country roads. Throughout eastern South Africa, you'll notice a lot of these planted forests. These are pine, eucalyptus, and wattle trees used in mining. Mining, by the way, is still a big part of South Africa's economy. The straight trunks of pine and eucalyptus are good for supporting mines, but these forests are very susceptible to fire. So people have learned to plant them in patches with the native forests in between to create fire barriers. We are now riding through the Zulu Country. Beautiful green pastures are all around me. And look at that sunset. Beautiful. I'm really admiring all the farms and ranches around here. I guess you can't take the farmer out of me. This area also has some private game reserves, but it is most famous for various battles that took place between British, Dutch, and Zulus. That's why it's called KwaZulu-Natal Battlefields, this entire region. We'll be visiting one such site tomorrow called Blood River. So it should be a very interesting educational day tomorrow. Looks like we're heading straight into the rain. Behind us, the weather is completely clear, but in front of us, it's dark clouds. And lots of lightning strikes as well. Oh, did you catch that? And just as I mentioned rain, it started to rain. We have reached the town of Dundee. It is pretty dark and late. I guess the rainstorm slowed us down a bit, but not too bad. We're staying here at Bellevue Manor, a guest house. Overall, it was a beautiful day. Visiting Mandela Museum was the highlight for today. And tomorrow we'll be riding to Clarence through Drakensberg mountain range. We should have some beautiful twisty roads with scenic views. So I hope you join me in the next episode for Drakensberg mountain range ride. See you soon.